What's up, everybody? It is your boy Michael. I got a quick, unfortunate, crazy ass story for you guys. So, Jon Jones, one of the greatest, most decorated, just a fighter, a true fighter in all the sense, is back in the news. More controversy surrounding Jon Jones as he was arrested for a domestic violence incident between him and his girl, his fiance, a woman that he's been with of 17 years. So this all happened. The craziest part is this was on the same day that Jon Jones was inducted to the UFC Hall of Fame for his 2012 fight with Alexander Gustafsson. So after his Hall of Fame induction, after his speech and all that, he's essentially out with the boys celebrating. He goes back to his hotel in Las Vegas and is just angry. From the police report and the reports that I've read, he was angry with his girl and the police are called. It doesn't say that he hit her or anything like that. This is what she claims, that he did not hit her, but he did grab her. Now, from the reports, they did say that she had blood on her clothing and kind of on her face, but she did say that Jon Jones did not hit her. That's what she said, but it's hard to say. This is just from the police report, and that's what she said. It's crazy. Jon Jones has been in the news for years. Like, he's had his ups and downs. He is, to me, one of, if not the greatest fighter, one of the greatest fighters of all time. And he's also like a Hancock-esque character. He was never defeated in the ring. He was only defeated by himself. Jon Jones only had, problems with drinking or domestic violence, things like that. But he had problems with steroids, but no man ever got into that ring and knocked him out or submitted him. Out of 28 fights, he has 26 wins, 1 loss by disqualification, and 1 no contest. But no one laid that boy on his back. The only thing that ever beat Jon Jones was himself. In 2012, almost 10 years ago, he was in a DUI situation. He crashed into a pole, left his Bentley, and got a DUI from that. He had like a short suspension, slap on the wrist, first time. 2015, he was involved in a hit and run. He got into a car accident. He left a pregnant lady, who was injured. He left the scene and he was arrested for that. 2015, like I said, he's been in controversies before, but he always makes his way back into the ring. 2015, he tested positive for doing cocaine. Jon Jones was doing cocaine the day before fights, getting in the ring and beating dudes up and winning. He was partying. He even came on Joe Rogan and said that he was partying days before fights, get in there, choking guys out, kneeing dudes in the face, and winning. So that just shows how crazy of a man or how kind of good of a fighter he was in. 2016, he was back in the news. He tested positive for a hormone modifier, essentially a steroid, but something that modified his hormones. And 2017 is where it really, it was bad, but Jon was doing his ups and downs. He was doing his ups and downs. He was doing something crazy and then getting into treatment. He was doing something crazy and then turning his life around. He was doing something crazy and then, turning to God, which happens, which is, good things. But 2017 for me is when it all really went crazy. He was busted for taking steroids. This was a test that was taken right before he did his fight with DC, Daniel Cormier. He was busted for steroids. And that, to me, is when it kind of really, it wasn't done for Jon Jones, because he kept getting back in the ring and he kept winning. But it was like the veil had been lifted. All right, now we know the real Jon Jones. Great fighter, but a crazy-ass dude. Since then, he's been back. He had a suspension. I believe he was back in the ring. He fought this guy right here. I can't think of his name. The football dude. He's fought some more people. I can't even think of all. Lionheart, whatever. He's fought dudes, beat him up. No one can really touch Jon Jones. The only one, DC and Gustafsson got close, but Jon Jones is just defeating himself and getting into controversies, which is it's on him. It's sad in a way. Like, I don't want to say that. I don't want to feel bad for Jon Jones. He's a multimillionaire UFC fighter. Everything he's done has been under his own cognizance, I guess, or he's done to himself. But it's just crazy. Like, it's a crazy ass arc. It's a crazy ass story for someone to be so good. Even on camera, Jon Jones is good. He's a likable person on camera. He's not all the things that you wouldn't like about Jon Jones or about a person initially, maybe off of optics or off of conversation, he don't have that. All his shit is done in the closet. He hides all of his dirt until it comes out. And it's really wild, you know. This is his woman. This is essentially his wife. Reportedly, they've been together for 17 years. They have 3 kids. And yeah, that's it. He's back in the news. He did something. We don't know. There'll probably be a video. You know, there's videos. There's so many cameras everywhere that I feel eventually there'll probably be a video like Ray Rice or Solange and Jay-Z. Like, there'll be a video of what actually happened. But as of right now, this is what happened. You know, all the MMA guys have kind of put some words out there saying, DC said, like, hey, Jon just needs to get his life together. DC is the nicest effing guy. Jon Jones once said that he would actually kill DC. And he really meant that. And DC is just like, hey, brother, you know, no comment. You need to get your shit together. Jon Jones has been going back with Francis Ngannou and Izzy, and you know, they're just like, look at the boy. Even Dana White's just like, look at what the fuck is going on. You know, he's back and forth. So it's really sad. We'll have to wait to see what the UFC will do. If they'll really take a stance on this. I don't expect them to take a stance. I don't know if they really have to. Like, it kind of is what it is, but he's done so much crazy things that I don't expect them to really take a stance, or say, oh, Jon Jones can never fight in the UFC. He is 36. He is getting to that age where, you know, maybe you should stop fighting before you get to the 40s and 42, 45. But I don't really see the UFC like kicking Jon Jones out forever. But we'll have to wait and see. It's wild. This is Hancock. This is Icarus. This is one of those stories about the guy who just flew too close to the sun. Like, the demigod who no one could beat him. He could only beat himself. That's the story of Jon Jones. We'll have to see what, you know, goes on over the next day. My hopes is that, I don't even know. I don't know. It's hard to say. In a few years, there will likely be another Jon Jones story. I do pray that there's not. I pray that him and his girl and his family can like get everything together and be safe. Because sometimes when these things happen, like years later, people end up dead, and it's really fucking sad. So I'm a big UFC fan. I've been a Jon Jones fan, just a fight fan. I hope this guy gets his life together. That's the fucking story for the day. Anyone who watches this, y'all be blessed. Y'all be easy. It's your boy Michael O, and I'm out. Peace.